Good afternoon, this is Granny Fisher, and today we're going to talk about the COVID-19 pandemic. And these tend to come in waves, and it's quite possible that we're starting the second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic just as flu season's starting. And I know a lot of the healthcare professionals are telling people to get their flu shot and all that. And I will offer you an alternative. My husband and I have been taking elderberry syrup every flu season, and we have not had a serious case of the flu since 2005. That particular year, we had money to go to the mall. We shopped a lot at the mall for Christmas, and right after Christmas, we all got really, really sick with the flu. And that's the last time I remember having the flu. Now that was in 2005, so that's 15 years ago. And we've been taking elderberry syrup every flu season since then and have not had the flu. We don't get a flu shot. Neither one of us has ever taken a flu shot. And so I am not a doctor, I'm not a healthcare professional, I'm just speaking from my experience. And I'll put a link in the description down below regarding an actual laboratory study of the effectiveness of elderberry in fighting flu and cold viruses. And because the flu is a coronavirus and COVID-19 is a coronavirus, we decided to keep taking our elderberry right through the pandemic. And so far, neither one of us has gotten sick. I do know back in December, before this pandemic broke out, our extended family all got sick. And I was keeping the grandkids one day, and next to the youngest, he was, I guess, about 5 at the time. No, he's 6. He was very sick, and I was holding him on my lap when he threw up all over me. So this boy was sick, ran a fever. Everybody in the extended family was sick except us. Terry and I did not get sick. And so we did not get the flu. But I credit trusting God and taking elderberry syrup. And we've taken it right through the pandemic, and so far we've not contracted the COVID-19. But we also exercise precaution in avoiding crowds, avoiding being around strangers in small closed spaces. I know here lately in our area, a lot of people have gotten sick at church, and the churches have gone back to doing virtual services. And so based on what's going on where we are and what some other people are reporting around the country, I believe we may be in the second wave of the COVID-19 pandemic in our country, and it's just starting at the beginning of flu season, which complicates matters a great deal. The CDC recently came out with some new statistics showing that only 6% of those patients who die with COVID-19 list that as the only contributing factor in their death. Only 6%. Of the others who died of COVID-19, the average was 2.6 other contributing factors, or what they call comorbidities. Morbidity means death, and co means it worked in cooperation with something else. So these are health issues that work in cooperation with COVID-19 to cause a fatality. And so 2.6 is the average number of comorbidities in those who died from COVID-19. Now, the list that the CDC gave in their most recent press release of comorbidities, the top one was flu and pneumonia. That if you contract the flu, that's why they're encouraging everybody to get a flu vaccine. If you contract the flu and COVID-19, you're likely to die. The second was respiratory failure, The third was diabetes. The fourth was dementia. And the fifth was hypertension. And so these are the contributing factors in order of severity that cause someone to die with COVID-19, according to the CDC. So I know obesity contributes to it too. I know that was one of the concerns when President Trump became sick with COVID-19, is that he was overweight. And I know a lot of healthy young people right now in our area are ending up in the ICU. I say a lot. I know of 2 that are in serious condition in the ICU, and I think I saw a couple more being listed on a prayer group on Facebook. So, in our small community, that's a lot. And they're otherwise very healthy, but they look to me to be overweight. Not grossly overweight, not riding the wheelchair through Walmart overweight, but probably could stand to lose about 50 pounds. So if you want to improve your chances of surviving COVID-19, since you can't reverse the time clock and become younger if you're over 60, the best thing you could do is improve your fitness level, improve your health, get out and start walking, lose some weight, lay off the sugar and the unhealthy fats. Stick with healthy stuff, salads, meats, fish, eggs. Eggs are good if you get free-range eggs. They don't cause the high cholesterol like some of the factory farm eggs do. Drink a lot of water. Take vitamins. Try and be healthy. That will improve your chances through this upcoming flu/COVID-19 season. But those are some things that, to me, getting fit is your best prevention against COVID-19. And I say we're probably starting into the second wave because Europe has been experiencing an upsurge in cases. America has been experiencing an upsurge in cases. And I've seen more cases here in my little community, which is a fairly rural community. Sorry, I'm getting a drink of my coffee. So there's an increase in cases. Flu season's just starting, and we could see a worse outbreak of illness and death in the upcoming months than we saw early on in the pandemic. Sorry, my dog's looking for rats. Go away. Some of the other things you need to stock up on now while they're still available. I've got a few items here that I'll show you. Don't want to show the product name, but this is a spray bottle of sanitizing, disinfecting liquid. And it says it kills germs for a deep clean, and we spray things with this. Spray the knobs on your faucet, spray the handle on your toilet, spray your doorknobs. If you come in from the store, spray the soles of your shoes and leave them out on the porch for a little while to dry. These are things you can do. And if it gets really bad, we spray our mail too when it's delivered. Packages that come in. There's a nearby post office, not in our county, but in an adjoining county, where they had a little outbreak at the beginning of the pandemic from one of the postal workers handling packages that came in from an online distributor. So disinfecting liquid is something you need. I know my local Tractor Supply has been putting up a display of these and selling them. I think they're about $3 or $4 for a bottle, but it goes a long way. If you can't get it at Walmart, check some of the other stores like Ace Hardware, Lowe's, maybe even the dollar stores. But you need some disinfecting spray. Another thing is bleach, and I don't mind showing the name of this one because it's not a well-known brand. Got this at Save-A-Lot. It's bleach. It says kills 99.9% germs, cleans and eliminates odors, and it's just regular bleach. And we use this for, when we were milking our goats, we used it to sanitize our milking equipment. But it's good for killing germs. Most people are going to have a mask available because some places you can't go in without a mask. That doesn't keep you from getting sick. It keeps you from getting other people sick. So realize that if you're not sick and if you've been self-isolating, there's not really any reason to wear a mask, but in my opinion. But some places will not allow you in without a mask, and some states are requiring everyone to wear a mask if they go out in public or in groups of people. And so if you want to participate in activities, if you want to go to the grocery store or whatnot, you're going to have to wear a mask, or just don't go. But just remember that the mask protects others from you. It does not protect you from others. So if you're afraid of getting sick, the mask won't help at all. It might give a psychological benefit of feeling like you're protected, but it really has no practical application in preventing you from getting sick. Okay? Now this actually has more of a practical application. These are disposable gloves. And I think they came from Costco or some other big box store. And these are just gloves. And you can get several different kinds of gloves. If you get those nice blue hospital gloves or white hospital gloves, those are nice, but these are a cheap alternative. And they're disposable, you just throw them away after you use them. But it keeps you from touching things that other people have touched. And to me, that is a better preventative from getting sick than a mask is, because you're not bringing that germ, that virus, back with you from the store. You touch things, you pick up what you need in the store, put them in your buggy, and when you go out, you grab the edge of this and peel it backwards like that, so any germs are caught inside, and then you peel the other one off, and you dispose of them in the trash receptacle as you go out of the store. So to me, this is more practical in preventing me from getting sick than wearing a mask. Okay, the other thing is what you take as your own self-medication, I guess. Like I said, we take elderberry syrup, and you can do that, or you can just order the dried elderberries. I'll give you some links below of where I've ordered dried elderberries, and I was told by one of the people that distribute those that he and his wife just take a couple every day like you would take an aspirin. And I actually make the elderberries into elderberry syrup. You cook them and strain them like you would if you were making blackberry jelly. You strain them and get the juice, and then you add it with a large quantity of honey and a bottle of vodka, and the vodka actually preserves it. And if I get the chance, I'll put the recipe down there too. But anyway, elderberry syrup, we just take a little bit every day. We take about a tablespoonful in the morning, and if we go somewhere out among the people, we take an extra dose just to make sure. But the elderberry syrup has been proven by scientists to stop replication of the flu virus. And I thought, the coronavirus too, so maybe it'll work with COVID-19. We'll find out somewhere down the road anyway. Somebody will do a study on it and find out one way or the other. But so far, so good. The other thing we do is we take, this is immune support chewable tablets, vitamin C plus 13 vitamins, minerals, and herbs. And I get this through my insurance company. They give me an allotment on the online pharmacy, and I order these through that allowance that they give me, which is $300 every 3 months. And these are chewable. They're real tasty, and they're citrusy flavored. And so we take one of those every morning, and sometimes we take one in the morning, one at night, and you just chew it up. It tastes good. And I've also got some vitamin D3 for the winter time, because in the summertime you get vitamin D3 from the sun. But in the wintertime, when you're inside more, you don't get the vitamin D3. And so I've got the vitamins to take during the winter to keep our immune system strong. I also recommend you get a few health-related items in case you do get sick. Cough drops, vapor rub, Mucinex or some other mucus relief medication, and something to reduce fever. And of course you need hand sanitizer if you can find any. I got a gallon of hand sanitizer from our local Chamber of Commerce for $25 and a 2-pack of small bottles of hand sanitizer at Dollar Tree for $1. If you get active, you get your body fit, you stand a better chance of surviving this next wave of the COVID-19. If you have family members with comorbidities like the ones I've mentioned, or if they're very elderly, then keep them protected, keep them in a safe place, and go visit them. They really need the companionship. You know, the friends are important to our mental health. And I think the elderly are being overlooked a lot during this pandemic because they're being kept safe physically, but they're lonely. One man I talked to recently said that he knew someone who wasn't able to go see his mother in the nursing home because of the pandemic. And she had dementia, and she began telling the staff members of the nursing home that her son had died. And they said, "Why do you say that?" And she said, "Well, he used to always come see me. He had to have died or he would have been here." And that is just so sad. So make sure you take care of your elderly people and the ones that are susceptible to this disease. And don't be afraid. Take action. Take action today. Take action tomorrow. But don't be afraid. This is Granny Fisher, and I'll see you next time.